Hello, everyone. Sorry for the little delay. No, I was not minting more Gambulls, just setting up the whole shit, and I haven't rugged the first place. So, yeah, everyone on Twitter, thank you so much for joining us today. And everyone in the YouTube chat, thank you so much for connecting on the channel, going on the channel. For everyone in the Twitter space, again, like just to let you know, we are also live on YouTube. So you can see our pretty face live of me, Vince, and Jas. How are you doing, buddy? How was the day?
Doing great, man. It's Gambulls Day, man. How can I not be excited today? Been waiting for this day for a while, being a loyal Rascal holder, and Jelly member. Super exciting.
All right. And yes, Zuanov, please, no sound issues today. Hopefully, is that good? Like, can everyone on Space hear us correctly? Can everyone on YouTube? Can no issues, no echo, nothing? We good? Please confirm. Give me some reactions. Give me some comments in the YouTube chat. But
Nice.
if everything is good, we roll.
We're supporting Polygon today, so we have some purple lighting going on. Got to give some love to Poly today. I will say today was my first day minting Poly, and I am super stoked that it went so well.
Oh yeah, because you already minted out, right? Like your own little Gambulls NFT, right?
Yes, I sure did. I minted a few for myself and a few for some friends, and I think I have a few mints left that we're gonna actually do for Vince here because he messed up his wallet apparently.
Yes,
it's all right. That's what we're here for, man. So,
but yeah, that's okay because I still have the VIP mint, so I will VIP click on the mint button.
Yeah.
So I will have my Gambulls NFT anyway, and yeah, thank you so much. I need to send you like the Matic though.
Yeah, I'll send you a wallet now, and if you want, I can screen share. I mean, it's really quick mint. I will say, it is super quick. Like it literally earlier, someone sent me they sent me Soul that I was minting for, so I was able to convert it to Matic, send to my MetaMask, and mint, and send them the NFTs all within the matter of like 5 or 7 minutes.
Something that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, if it was ETH, I'd still probably be waiting for the transfer of the conversion to come back. So,
I mean, I was like, I sent like some ETH and some Matic from Binance, and it arrived like right away. So because there is a bridge happening soonish, like later tonight at least, and I was like getting ready for Gambulls and this DeCoded bridging event, and it was quite fast. And I think, like, honestly, it's the user experience, like, to use like central exchange instead of fucking bridges that take forever. Like, yeah. What did you do? How did you get your Matic there?
You talking about me? How I got my Matic?
Yeah.
So I've been buying crypto for a while. Matic is one of my DCAs, some Polymatic. I made good money on it last bull run. I bought probably like 10 cents last bear market in the bull market and sold it like 215, 230 range, and sold a good amount, made a good amount. So it's on my DCA list this year in this bear market, and they have improved absolutely immensely since last run. So the technology, when Poly was first formed, it was the scale ETH. They were to help ETH with their transaction speeds and their time and moving around the ETH network. And Poly was just like, you know what? We're just gonna do our own thing now. So they've been doing great. So yeah, I've been buying it weekly. So I had a good amount of it already, so I didn't really have to buy any. But when I did buy a little bit, I just bought it on Coinbase, made sure I switched it to Poly Network and sent it out from there. Pretty simple to buy. Pretty simple to buy.
That's cool. And like obviously, like after 1 year of development, the whole channel is getting better, faster. I don't know. I don't even know. Like I didn't really follow like the development, but like at least the user experience is getting better. And for us, like Solana user, that the fact that we can use Magic Eden and Phantom now on Poly and even on ETH, that's gonna be it's gonna be cool. It's gonna help us a lot, like to navigate these new like chains and like ecosystem basically.
All right. Hey, I don't know if I'm gonna see if JLC's in here. He's talking about his so a lot of people are having issues with seeing your NFTs after you mint. If you're familiar with Sol, if anybody's listening in, if you're familiar with Sol, you can just go right to your wallet and see them. But Polygon NFTs are not that easy, especially if you're using MetaMask. The best way to see your NFTs is to log in the OpenSea, and you can then see them in your wallet if you log in with your Poly wallet. So then you can transfer them out of there, out of OpenSea. You'll be able to like move them around and see them. But you won't be able just to go on your app and look in MetaMask and see them. Not that I know of. I do everything on PC though. I do nothing mobile, so I really can't speak on mobile. But I see someone in our general chat having issues with that.
But it's kind of tricky, like to use it on mobile. Like I don't trust it like I do on like a desktop, right? I don't think I ever mint anything on mobile.
Yeah,
I'm always in front of my computer.
I only use mobile for Coinbase, honestly, just to buy crypto when I need it on the fly, and I send it to one hot wallet, and then from that hot wallet, I send it out to wherever I need it.
And Prince, so many minting is free? Nope, it's 300 Matic, bro.
Yes. So the mint is 300 Matic. If you're not familiar with Gambulls, what it is, the Jelly team, Carlos, the owner of Jelly, Rascals and Jellico, is 1/3 owner of Gambulls Casino. It's an online casino, and it's pretty much all chains. They are fully licensed, and they're actually in process of getting a turnkey license. Turnkey license allows them to have full capability and customization of their site, where they can, change some things around, not be so limited. Like right now, bet sizing's limited and payouts won't be as big, So what the Gambulls mint is, it's for their sports book that they're adding to the casino, and the funding is pretty much going towards raising capital to buy the insurances they need, make sure the bank accounts have enough money in them. Because as of right now, the team has done nothing but put their own money out there. I've already built the casino. It's already up and running. It's 3 months running. It's already been, I think they one of the owners said 5.8 million has been wagered on the casino in the last 3 months since it's opened. And also they haven't released numbers, as most legit casinos don't release like a daily numbers or weekly numbers. But Carlos has said that they are in the profit on month 3, which is extraordinary. Cool. So he didn't say how much, but he said they're in the green, so that's good. So what's happening with this NFT is you're going to mint. There's going to be a reveal in like 2 to 3 days. You'll reveal a 3D NFT. And what happens with that is if you hold the 3D NFT, in about 3 to 4 weeks, there's going to be a 2D PFP artwork that's being still worked on. That's then going to be airdropped to the holders of the 3D. So as long as you're holding the 3D in your wallet, you are going to get an airdrop in about 3 to 4 weeks. And then the utility is going to be split between them. There's going to be multiple utilities. One's going to be basically like a rakeback, and the other one's going to be more like an engage to earn, where you're going to have to like a tweet once a month, and then you'll get a little bit of share of sports bet profits and stuff like that. So the Gambulls is pretty much just strictly for the NFTs, is strictly for the sportsbook side. If you're more into like the slots and stuff like that, that's where the Rascals come in. Owning the Jelly Rascal, if you have a rare Jelly Rascal, you can use it for rakeback in the casino. It's not live yet, but that's one of the things that when the turnkey license does come, that they'll be able to do. And the turnkey license already been applied for. They're just waiting for the approval process. I think it's been about a month now. So it's going to happen any day. So things are going to get exciting. I mean, if you've been in the Jelly ecosystem, you've been around Carlos and his team, things are going to get really heated and fast. It's going to be so exciting the next couple months. I know we've seen like crazy pullbacks in Jelly, and we've seen the token drop dramatically because people were taking profits. Just the mint Gambulls, they want a piece of Gambulls, because they know what this team's going to provide. But if you know nothing about the team, or you know nothing about the project, hopefully my little summary helps you out with it. The Discord right now is locked down because we are in a mint. So of course you can't hop in and ask questions, but we go into the VIP phase here. I think, in 2.5 hours, and then we move into a first come first serve phase and another 6 hours after that. But if you guys have any questions, I will do my best to answer. I am not directly part of the team. I just work with Jelly as a mod in their server, and I've been helping out in Gambulls as a mod as well during the mint. So I could try my best to answer any questions, like I have been in Discord the last few days, last few weeks. But of course, I'm just bullish on the whole Jelly ecosystem and what Carlos and his team and his vision have provided for us. Yeah, it's just an amazing thing. So I'm looking forward to see where Gambulls goes from here.
It's gonna be magic. And have you seen like the message from Carlos himself in the chat, stopping by real quick to tell you anything? Jellico and Gumball is free. Enjoy the stream. Back to the grind. Love you all. Like Carlos, if you watch this stream, if you want to jump on it because you have nothing else to do, just DM me and I will drop you the link for the stream, or you can even like go on space and like if it's gonna be quicker.
It's like 4:30 in the morning for Carlos. So he's still up. It's midday. My man's been working nonstop. Yeah, I mean, appreciate you stopping in, Carlos, man. Much love to you. Hopefully my little shill for Gambulls was adequate enough. But we'll be talking about it. We're going to do some live minting. We're going to talk about Gambulls a little bit more. And like I said, we're supporting Poly today. We got the purple lights going. Nothing but love for other chains. As DECODERS wants to be a multi-chain friendly project. Let's just put it that way. So in the future, who knows? Maybe we'll do some stuff with Poly.
Yeah, like 100%. We are like 2 big projects. Okay, 3 big projects are going like multi-chain today. It's gonna create a new meta. Like the future is multi-chain anyway. And as a YouTube channel talking about NFT, crypto, and stuff, like obviously we will cover those topics too, right? So, yeah, by minting your Gambulls or like bringing your youths or bringing you to Polygon and bringing your diggers to Polygon and watching this channel, we are multi-chain for sure. Can you elaborate more on the revenue sharing point? What do you have on that, Jess?
So I know the basics. Of course, we don't know figures. We don't know percentages. We don't know that kind of stuff, at least nothing that I'm aware of yet. But I do know, like I said, that both NFTs that you're going to mint today, whatever you mint, is going to turn into the 3D model, which is going to be a metaverse play. They're going to do some metaverse stuff in the future. But in 3 or 4 weeks, you're going to get another NFT airdrop to you, and they're going to be separate collections. Just like any collection, if you mint something and then you get an airdrop, it's not really technically part of that collection. It's its own thing. And then holding one of them will have like an engage to earn thing. And Carlos has mentioned in many streams, what it's going to be basically is you might have to like a tweet once a month. And once you do that, it unlocks the earning. And then a certain percentage will come out to the holders of the NFT. Again, the numbers have not been put out there to the point to know like it's going to be this percent and this much, because of course it's based off of revenue and it's based off of different percentages. But I can tell you that everything that I've done with Jelly has always been profitable, and it's always been great residual income. And with Carlos and his mindset, working with the team and being a third of the main team of Gambulls, I can't see this being any different, where it's not going to benefit you to hold more or to hold on to the particular one. And if you know, one of them is going to be tied to like a rakeback. So if that doesn't do anything for you and you're not a gambler, then you can go ahead and sell that one after you get the airdrop and make back some of your in for this NFT. Because, you know, a lot of people have been complaining 300 Matic, you know, I mean, honestly, we used to mint stuff for 3 SOL when it was $100 each a SOL. And every one of those projects is probably rugged right now. So, you know, needless to say, I think $300 in Matic, well, it's like $330, really is not far-fetched for everything you're getting. You already have a working product with a proven team, and that alone in this space 100%. Is amazing. Because how many times are we going to mint some? Like, let's and I don't want to bring up any other casinos, but there's another casino that's minting this week. It's roughly 12 SOL, which is only a few SOL cheaper than this. And I don't think they've been around a while, but do you really know the team? Have you seen anything proven? Are they fully licensed? Do they have everything in order? You know, those are the questions you want to ask. So With Gambulls, you are getting a lot more for that value, and I think it's worth it because honestly, the 2 million that they're going to raise is really nothing in a legit casino's business model. I would say that Carlos and his team probably have more invested than that by far. And this is the first time that anything in the jelly ecosystems actually cost the holders money. He's given away free mint after free mint after free mint for holders. So I can only imagine that there's going to be the same kind of thing with Gambulls later down the road. Maybe there's another thing that's added in, and maybe there's some free airdrops. Who knows? I mean, speaking from my own experience being in the jelly ecosystem for so long, I can probably say it's probably going to happen. But again, do your own research. I'm not part of the direct team to knows all the exact details. I'm just, helping out the jelly team, and I work in the server and I work as a mod. I do see Sabito asking about the turnkey thing. So I don't know exactly who needs to approve it. I just know the turnkey license allows more customization. So right now they're fully licensed, and they have if you go on their site, you can see that they're licensed by this in this country and with this license number, and it allows them certain things. But when they get a turnkey, it pretty much allows them more customization. So they can allow higher bet settings and different things like that. It gives them to allow them to bring in like SPL tokens like Jelly Token, and to be able to customize and add a marketplace, which is something they intend to do. Add an NFT marketplace where you can go on there, and people that are coming from Web 2 know nothing about NFTs will have the opportunity to take profits and buy NFTs. So there's a lot of things that are going to go on with Gambulls that a lot of people don't understand. That's totally different than anything else that I've seen in these casinos, because most of these casinos, you hit big and then that's it, So if you don't know Carlos, again, like I said, the guy has proven himself in the space to be a very legit founder. And not only that, this man will go and he will sweep floors of other projects, of other builders. He does nothing but support the whole ecosystem. I've seen him, buy 100 of an NFT just because it was a project that was launching, and he really believed in the team, and he thought the team had, had a good vision and they were up to something good. So he supported them. And he does this with so many projects. So, if you guys are out there on Twitter, I see someone mention Angelo, you're going to see a lot of FUD, because you know what? They didn't give influencer whitelist to this. The only people that got whitelist were the people that were in the ecosystem, and then people in the ETH DAOs and the legit DAOs, and people that actually matter in this space, not some shitfluencer that's trying to pump his own bags. Those guys didn't get no love. So they're out there fudding their little hearts out because they're mad. They can't make money off of this unless they invest their own money. They're getting nothing for free. So of course they're out there bashing. I mean, that's all those guys do. And somebody like Angelo was the first guy I ever blocked in crypto Twitter over a year ago. The guy's a joke. He does nothing. He just wants to promote his project and dump on you guys. But I don't usually speak harmful towards anybody or mean. But shitfluencers, they need to get out of this space. They do nothing for us. All they do is give you bad advice and dump bags on you. Follow people like Carlos, founders who are providing value and bringing value in not only his own projects, but to every other project that he supports. So.
I know 1%. And quick parenthesis about that, shitty influencer, meta stuff that we saw, in the last bear market, in the last 6 months, even 2 years. That's what also we're building decoders, right? To have ambassadors instead of influencer for project and avoid all of that non-incentive alignment of basically I make a tweet, I get 100k views, and I have a project, and then I can exit on retailers people, right? It doesn't make sense. It's short money, and that doesn't pay for long term, right? Because you're gonna do that for 6 months, 1 year, instead of working with project long term and you can even make more money if you do that for the real ones and the right way, right? It doesn't make sense. But yeah, that's the whole thesis of decoders too, right? Turn influencers into ambassadors. But but back to gambles and stuff, the betting meta is okay, so first in Web 2, you have so Twitch never had really betting, I guess. I'm not sure 100%, but kind of. Now it's Kick, and it's driving crazy growth over on internet and Web 2. If Carlos can pull that meta in Web3 and become legit as fuck with all of his structure and stuff, bro, that's a $1 billion company just by itself, not even without rascals, etc. Right? Like if it could take the lead with Gambulls, that's massive.
Yeah, and I don't think people understand too, like the type of person, like, and I'm not just saying it's all Carlos. He has extremely two amazing partners in this in Gambles, outside of the Jelly team. You know, when he formed Gambles, because Gambles has been being built since before. I think he started doing the casino right around the same time, if not before he decided to derug Jelly Babies. And if you guys aren't familiar with Carlos, the guy that's behind Gambles, he derugged Jelly Babies and turned it into the Jelly Rascals and Jelly Co. So I mean, he
Yeah.
took and anybody who was in the derug pretty much got their Rascals for like 0.01, and everybody that had one Rascal ended up with two Rascals, two game rooms, two dogs, and two infected Rascals. So when you look at the value of all that together, you're looking at like 400 or 500 soul off of a 0.01 investment, because this guy built a team and had a vision and built a project. So what makes you think he's not going to do the same thing with Gambulls? And I think that's why a lot of people get upset with him on Twitter, because he's out there saying Rascals are free and blah, blah, blah. But he's not saying it to the point like, I want you to buy my NFT so I could take all this money from you. He's just saying, I'm going to build this business. It's going to be bigger than what it is now. And it is super cheap right now. And if you don't grab it now, you're in 6 months, you're probably gonna be like, damn, why didn't I buy a Rascal? And that's what he's saying. Whereas these fudders are out there saying, oh, he's telling people he's gonna make them rich and he's just taking their money. I don't think Carlos is taking a dime out of Jelly Rascals. He's done nothing but put money into it. So why would a person like that be trying to take money from anybody? Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, he derugged the project and brought all this value to all the holders and made all these holders all this money. In the meantime, he's probably in the red because he keeps putting money into the business and he's been building this casino. So, that is why, like, it's important that people understand that, like, this is the first time they've ever charged for anything in all the projects that he's been a part of. And it's for a good reason, because you need to raise capital for a casino to be legit. You need to make sure you have money in the bank. Someone hits an 8 parlay and wins $1 million tomorrow, you need to have that money. You got to pay it out. You know what I mean? There's no like, oh, well, we'll pay you out in a few months. Here's 100,000 now, and we'll get you to. You got to pay it out, and you need to have that kind of capital and that kind of money, and the insurances that will cover that kind of money. Like, if someone hits real big, there's a company. You need help to pay that. So people don't get that. They just see 300 Matic, $300. Oh, you're just stealing money. No, it's nothing to do with that. It's a business. Like, Jelly Co. is a business. Gambulls is another business, and they're all working together, and they work hand in hand with one another. And what this team is doing in the ecosystem is totally different. It's just important to understand that there's nothing but value coming out of it for people. And I'm not here selling a product. I'm not here saying go mint. I'm not saying go get a Rascal. I'm not saying that. I'm just explaining from the inside view my vision of what I'm seeing happening, and the reason why I've invested my own money and why I'm investing even my own time, which to me, time is more important than money, to go in and help a team. Because I would never work with a team I didn't believe in. And, when they came to me and asked me if I wanted to help them out, of course, I jumped right at it, even with building DECODERS. DECODERS is my, that's where all my vision is. That's right now. That's where all my focus is mostly DECODERS with Vince and the team, making sure that we can build this project to really help this space and bring things to light and educate and bring founders out and let people find other people that are really trying to change the space. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's amazing what I'm seeing happen firsthand, and I am so excited to see where it's going to be in 6 months and a year from now and 2 years from now, because you know what? It's going to be here in a year from now or 2 years from now, because he's building a legit business. Like, it's not just an NFT project. Like, this is a business. Like, when you buy a Rascal, you're getting a share in a business. When you buy Gambulls, you're getting a share in a business. Like, it legit is like that with these projects. So
Yeah, I think like what we missed in the last bull market with NFTs, that was that, like, you had like left and right 10,000 collection popping up just because they had like Fiverr art, and this fucking shit sold out like in 1 minute. And now that we know that we are in the bear market, like, again, like the entry level is like way higher, and now you have to have a business to back it up, like everything, and have a chance to mint out fucking 10% of your collection, right? And that's way better. That's way healthier than what we saw like 6 months ago. And honestly, I'm more excited by mint right now than the whole of the bullshit that we saw in the last 6 months, because it makes sense. Now we are building a new industry, and that's cool. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, and I like seeing things like what we're trying to do right now. Like we're trying to run a project where we're on camera. You guys see us all the time. We're not just some JPEGs in Discord talking to you. Like you can actually like see us and know who we are, and maybe, you know, feel a little more personal with us. And I'm seeing it happen with a lot of projects. So it's really good to see this starting to happen. Where I think that Web3 needs to really, everybody needs to run away from that. I understand you want to be doxxed. You don't want people knowing your real life. Because if you're someone like, for example, like Frank, just imagine what it's like if you have so many haters out there, and like you go anywhere public and people just recognize you and they just really don't like you. You know, you really could be risking, you know, all that. But at the same time, the same amount of people love you. So it's almost like you're a little celebrity. But you know, I just feel like it's really cool to start seeing the space turn this direction, because we went from like we're all gonna make it to super toxic for like the last like 8 months to a year, to now coming out of all that into building and you know, I'm starting to see like projects working together more, and like I said, more things like these podcasts and stuff like that. So
yeah, because they have nothing else to do, right?
yeah.
So they get out to do podcasts and stuff because everyone loves to talk about themselves.
So before I forget, I'm going to send you my MetaMask wallet right now.
Oh yeah.
And
let me send you some Matic.
And like I said, we're not gonna, I mean, I could screen share it, but literally it is one of the smoothest mints I've ever seen. It is so fast. I'm just hoping I still have some whitelist spots left, because in this mint, the first phase is for Rascal owners. You get 1 whitelist per Rascal. So if you have 10 Rascals, you can mint 10 whitelists. And like I said, Vin's over here, he had an issue where I don't know if his wallet was submitted, but it didn't get taken for the Rascal phase. So I'm gonna mint, I think I have enough mints to cover him right now. So I'm gonna mint 2 for him and send them over. And again, if you guys aren't familiar with Poly, super simple. If you can't find your NFTs in your wallet, log in to OpenSea, log in with your MetaMask wallet, and you'll be able to see them under NFTs there, and you can transfer them out of your MetaMask wallet that way. MetaMask is not like Phantom, where you can just click on a button and boom, all your NFTs are right there. At least not on PC using the browsers that I use. Maybe on mobile. Someone educate me in the chat if you are familiar with mobile version of MetaMask, because I do not use the mobile. But again, I've had a few people inbox me today. They're like, "Hey, I minted it, took my money. I can't find my NFTs." So it's a little confusing at first.
Okay, I send you like 600 Matic, 601 to cover the fees.
Oh shit!
It's happening.
I got it. I don't know. Do you want me
to? Please don't disconnect now.
Do you want me to share my screen? Do you want me to share my screen?
You should be able to share your screen, and we should be able to see it instead of your camera.
You know what? Actually, I won't be able to, because I stream from a different computer than I do my NFTs on.
Okay, I won't be able to share. 600 Matic.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna, guys. I think I'm losing connection.
I know where you live, bro.
Listen, $600 is not worth a lifelong friendship of somebody in Web3 like I've developed over the last year or so with you, Vin. So trust me,
I would have done it for 300 Matic.
So mobile does show most times. Awesome. But what I'm doing right now, also, if you ever connected Phantom Beta to your Magic Eden, and when you try to log in with your MetaMask, if it keeps trying to log into your Phantom Beta, just go into your extensions in your browser and just disable Phantom. And then it will see your MetaMask, so you can connect with your MetaMask. Because I originally connected with Beta, and before they actually added Phantom to the selections, you had to connect it through MetaMask. So my Magic Eden immediately looks for the Phantom path. So just make sure that if you're having an issue, just go into your extensions in your browser and turn off Phantom, disable it. And then that way you only can see It will only see your MetaMask. All right. So right now I'm looking at the mint. We are at 2449 minted in phase 1, which is just the Rascals, guys. This is not the DAOs. This is not all the ETH DAOs and everybody that's been asking for whitelists. Just Rascal holders that got a whitelist and are guaranteed the mint. And this is only 4 hours into the mint. And we're at 37% just with the holders, which is extraordinary. I think the team was counting on 2,000 to 3,000. So with the 2 hours to go, I think that's really good numbers. I'm interested to see how it works out in the VIP, because that's a lot of, like I was saying, that's a lot of the people that reached out from big DAOs and the ETH network and Poly network. Because well, the two partners with Carlos are ETH guys. They're real big in the ETH scene, so they have a lot of connections. It's like you in the ETH scene over here, Vince. Okay, you know everybody in Seoul because you're like a big whale. It's kind of like the same thing, but they're ETH guys. So
nice.
All right. I just clicked the mint button. Boom. It popped up. I'm going to talk through it so you see how fast. I just hit confirm. It was barely 0.001 Matic, if that. And I'm minting. I am minting. It's spinning. It is spinning. Any minute now, it should go through. It's
give me a 1-1, please.
Yeah.
I don't take floor ones anymore.
Well, I cleared out my wallet, so successful. I have minted. So one
Let's
down.
Go.
Clicking the mint button again.
No. Yeah.
And so my cost for my total cost is 300.01 Matic. It literally is 0.01.
That's expensive.
So I mean, Poly is just like Soul when it comes to So I now am waiting for the second one to mint. Boom. So
let's go.
I got 2 for Vince. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go over to my MetaMask and I'm gonna go. Can you send me a wallet to send these back to, please?
Yes, sir.
All right. And I'm just going to send them back. And as soon as I send them back to him, and the cool thing is that they're numbered. So when you mint, like I just minted you number 2450, I know that it's yours because it was the next in mint.
No way. I got the 2460. Wow.
No, 2450.
2450. Wow.
Yeah, that's the first one I minted.
I know. I have alpha. I know it's a good one. So I will throw it for like 900 Matic if you want. It's a guarantee 1-1.
And you're confirming that definitely is a Poly wallet before I send it, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm sending it. If not, maybe I send it to my own wallet. All right, it's on the way. So let's see how fast this transaction is. I'll tell you when it's processed. It says it's complete. Vince, let me know when it gets there. Let's talk about Matic's speed compared to Soul. It is completed. It's sent.
And so I have it.
Look at that, guys. See, I don't rug my friends. Just people,
I appreciate you.
Joking. If anybody knows me in this space, they know I am the most generous person besides Vince over here.
Yes, there is me, and then just you just here.
All right, now where's the other one at? Let me look for it. All right, and you got 2451, so I got them back-to-back mints here. So hopefully one of these is and remember, I know the numbers. So when I find out if they're the 101s come to you, I expect like a DECODER or something. No, no, I'll take like 5 dust. I'm not picky.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, second one's on its way. Number 2451's coming to you.
Let's go.
I am pushing confirm right now. It is on its way. It is transferring. And it is processing. It is sent.
Eisen on Discord is saying last mint in Matic. I'm not saying Matic. I'm saying Matic. French accent,
Matic, yes. It's Polygon Matic. Yeah. And a lot of people are confused, like, why is it on Polygon? Why is it on Ethereum? Because it was originally built on Ethereum to help scale Ethereum. So why don't you show those bad boys off? Show them what you got. I mean, there's no reveal yet. It's a couple days to the reveal, but
is that going to be like all instant reveal, or are we going to have like some pretty innovative reveal stuff?
I think it's instant. I just think it's 24. I think it's like 48 to 72 hours. And I think the reason that Carlos and his team decided to do this is because it's a lot funner if you don't know what you're getting, and it entices some secondary sales. So if there's a bunch listed for only 330 Matic, you're going to take a chance. Like, oh, I want to get a 101, so I want as many as I can get, but I only had one whitelist, so let me go buy 5 off the floor for 330, and you'll just buy them, because if you knew what they were, you wouldn't sweep the floor. So it's actually pretty good to, like, when I see teams do stuff like this, because it does entice people to buy on secondary and get more. I mean, if you look at the volume right now,
it's 40K,
yeah,
38K, man.
Yeah, so I mean, it's only in phase 1. And there's already been 38.9K in Matic sales on secondary, because people are selling them for like you gotta remember, the Rascal holders, some of them it's 1 per 1. So some of the whales that are in Rascals might have 40, 50 Rascals. They're max minting, and then they might be selling them on secondary for 330 Matic. And if they did that 10 times, they just made 300 Matic. For what? You know what I mean? So it's actually a good thing to see, because it's helping out the people that couldn't get a whitelist, scared it's not going to get the public. The people that actually believe in the project are able to come in and buy these NFTs now, and get one secured because they're bullish. Can I also send my wallet?
And it's second position in like the 24 hours volume, so it's not bad, man. And like the third one is Olpa, or I don't know, whole something at 21K Matic. So yeah, like Gambulls is doing double of the third one.
I still have mints available, Vince, from what it looks like, because I forget how many I minted. I know I have a good amount of Rascals, and I didn't mint my max mint. But
why you didn't do that?
Why didn't I max mint? Because I wanted to make sure my friends were taken care of that forgot to submit their wallets, or messed up submitting their wallets, or
you're so nice.
And I say that because I did mint a few for some friends today, just to make sure they were good. They paid, of course. I'm not that nice, but I just used my whitelist guarantee spots to make sure that they got some.
That's what's up.
Yes.
And by the way, have you seen Risha in the chat? I think it's because we're not streaming at 2 a.m. European time that he is here. Risha, nice. Love you.
Nice. What's up, Risha? Hey, if anybody wants to join us, come up, ask some questions, want to talk, hop into the spaces, request to speak. We might not see it right away because I'm not looking at my phone where I have the spaces opened. And just hop in, request to speak, come up, chat with us. If you're bullish on Gambulls, tell me why. If you don't like Gambulls, tell me why. If you just want to talk about, Vince and why you're bullish on him, that's fine too. He likes that kind of stuff. Hey, King, were you able to mint? Did you, I can't remember. I know you're in Rascals, but I know that you have been a holder and then like just a dog holder and then back to Rascal holder a few times. So I'm not sure if you're currently holding, if you had a whitelist, a guaranteed spot. King is super active in a lot of communities and supports DECODERS fully. Much love. Yes, he is a king. He is a king. I think originally the first time I crossed paths might have been when I was in Famous Foxes a while back. Nice. I think that might be where I first crossed paths with King, and then in the Rascals, of course.
Honestly, like the volume of like the collection on Polygon is kind of good. Like I don't know what it was before, but like okay, in the last 24 hours, so you have Utes at so 400 Matic volume, and then like so basically Utes is doing like 10 times what the Gamble is doing in the last 24 hours, but whatever. Like 40K, 40K, then 17K. Wait, what? I think, okay, cool. So the top 5 is doing like 50, 60, 70. Yeah, 80K Matic. So 80K by what? Okay, so it's $80,000. What about Solana? Yeah, Solana, it's a little bit more.
And I think Utes hit what, 1,000 ETH volume just recently, right? On Poly?
Like the volume is expressed in Matic. It's not ETH. Yeah. Like the floor price is in ETH and the volume is in Matic.
Is it? Okay. Yeah, I haven't really looked at the Utes since they migrated, what the kind of volume was. And what's funny is a lot of people joke that, Frank is like in with Magic Eden. But if you look at the sales, though, I was just looking at them. I see most of the sales happening on OpenSea.
Yeah, like what? Second?
on Utes. It looks like a lot of people are buying them on OpenSea,
Yeah.
not even Magic Eden.
Okay, so like if you compare to Solana, yeah, like so Kleno, which is like the third position, like he's doing like 14k Solana, and that's basically, yeah, 200, almost $300,000 at $20 per soul. And on Polygon, yeah, it's a bit less. That's basically, where am I? Like, yeah, so 300k. Yeah, that's even like a third of like the huge volume. 3 times the huge volume on Poly. Like it's crazy. What do you think? Like, do you think like Polygon can catch up, and because of those collection, like real good collection, like it will bring more people to it, and even like, especially like some ETH whale?
I mean, I think DeGod's moving to ETH today, right? It's happening today, I think.
Yeah.
And with Utes and Gambulls and other projects, like I think it's Brozos was the other project that just minted, and
Yes.
Owls. There's an Owl project that's doing really well. I think
Yeah.
it's the start, man. I think we're at the start here. So I think we're gonna see Polygon start moving up the charts.
Yeah, that's cool. That could be interesting. And bro, like with for decoders, like I was thinking about that, but we can have like again threshold of subscribers, and for every threshold of subscribers, then we, after the soul like collection is fully minted, then we can move to Poly on ETH and even like do mints there based on the number of subscribers. Like I don't know, like for 15,000 subscribers we're on Solana, and for 15,000 to 30k, or yeah, okay, 30k, then we go to Polygon, and then it's a Polygon mint. That could be fun.
Yeah. I think it's really the beginning. I think we're all here for the beginning of Polygon NFTs,
Yeah.
guys. Like, kind of like when Sol NFTs started out. I mean, I really want to say the beginning of Solana NFTs was probably like when MMC, FFF, DeGods, DAA, you know, Deegan Ape. I think they were the start of the solid beginning to Solana NFTs. Correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm missing any, but I mean, those were the ones that I remember from like October, September. I think DJ Ape, they minted in the summertime, right, of 21. So,
yeah, it was August, yes.
because that was before DeGods. And then, you know, we had Famous Fox came out in like October, November. We had DeGods in October, November. We had MMC, I always forget, it's Meerkat, right? Is it something like that? They were an old OG line project too, and I mean those projects are still here. Not everyone's doing great, but I mean if you look at FFF, you look at DeGods, for example, definitely doing good. FFF is pushing 70-80 soul again. DJ Ape's like 50 soul. I mean, it's cool to see these projects still around, still doing well and maintaining and sustaining. So who's to say that we're not at the same stage that was now on Polygon, with Gambulls and the Utes migrating, and then see like the Owl project that I don't remember the complete name of it, and some other projects. I think this is the beginning. I think now once people see traction here and they see money's to be made and they realize how smooth the blockchain is, like in comparison to Sol. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt. You don't know anything about it. You know, finding out where your NFTs are, bridging if you have ETHmatic and you don't know the difference between ETHmatic and Polymatic. Yeah, there's a lot of confusion there, and we saw a lot of hassle in the last week or two leading up the mint with people in the Discord. I can't tell you how many times we were answering the same questions over and over again, but that's what we're here for. We're here to help, and hopefully we did help as many people as possible. And it's a bit confusing, but I really think Matic, after today's mint and Gambulls and seeing the Ute migration, has a good chance to be a top coin for NFTs.
Yeah, no, 100%. Okay, so for
yeah,
example,
the dragons. I did forget about the dragons. Thank you.
So 36, and the floor was like 19, almost 200 for Ute, right? So yeah, so okay, so the floor price on Ute is basically the same thing on Sol and like Poly. So but it went up because of that migration, right? So it's kind of also bullish to do that move because they prove that it works. Carlos is proving that bringing a second collection to Poly is also, does make sense. And honestly, it makes sense for like the casino itself, because Poly is like the brand deals chain, right? So in that case, like you can have a shit ton of advertising business value that can come directly with, if you work closely with Polygon, right? And again, like bro, like for decoders, like if we want to have like a sponsor ad of, I don't know, fucking Starbucks on the channel when we're gonna be big, that makes sense, right? So like if your project makes sense on Poly because of the sponsorship and brands that you can find on the chain, just do it, man. Like it's cool. And again,
And
I think I think you want like a collection or an ecosystem that is like not just 10,000 PFP on Twitter, right? Like I like the Reddit open edition when you can have an avatar of your Reddit and it's like no limit, like you have millions of NFTs. Okay, maybe that's not going to have a what like 100K value, but you can find mechanism to increase the rarity and make like unique pieces inside that collection, right? And that can work pretty well.
yeah, I'm like I said, I'm actually excited for Matic right now. I don't think I'm gonna go crazy on it, but I do think that it's got a lot of potential, and I do think too that like you were saying, the branding is definitely a cool thing, and I've even said it to all you OK Bear fans out there. I think that they are a great brand product with their PFP, and I think they would do really well to move the Poly probably than they are on Sol, because Sol is more utility based, community based, and other things. Builders are on Sol right now, whereas Matic, I can see it definitely being more of a brand angle, like where the Utes are heading, and something like OK Bears might follow suit and do well over here because of all the Web 2, like you were saying, tied to it. And also, you know, when I've heard Carlos talk about why he chose Poly, to when people have asked them, it's because the support's there. And I've seen it firsthand. We've done AMAs with Gambulls, and the Poly team is hopped right in. I can't tell you the last time I've seen the Solana team hop into an NFT project's spaces of, you know, and say, hey, you know, we're here to support you, you know, and we're bullish on what you guys are doing, and anything you guys need, you can reach out to us. And these are the devs. These are the guys that created the Poly chain, and they're out there supporting, and they're showing their faces, and they, you know, they do the same thing with like Utes, and they did the same thing with Gambulls. So it's cool to see that, like to see the founders of the chain and the network actually being active in the community and in the NFT space, and making sure that it's going to expand, because they're the devs, they're the overall devs. You know what I mean? Like without them, it's like when you're in an NFT project, you need the devs to be, you know, active and good at what they're doing to make sure that the project succeeds. So they're, in a sense, they're doing the same thing for the whole chain. So it's really cool to see that those guys are there and that the support's there. That's why I believe Carlos and his team decided to jump on Poly, not just ETH. And they moved away from Solana for the cross branding and the cross chains to be able to definitely market the Gambulls Casino, because it's a multi-coin casino, you know. And people need to understand too, with casinos, they think like, oh well, they're going to build this project and they're just going to take money from their holders. Like, the marketing is not towards Jelly, it's not towards the Gamble holders. We're going to benefit from it being holders. They're doing Web 2 marketing. They're going into Web 2, and that's where they're targeting. They're not targeting the crypto space. They're not targeting Twitter and saying, hey guys, come play in my casino. That's not where all the marketing money's going. Yeah, you'll hear them talk about their project and you'll hear them promote their project, but they're not trying to dump on like the kids in the space that are buying crypto for the first time and are just got their first NFT. Like, I try to explain that to even like Jelly holders. Like, it's really not like, yeah, you can use Gambulls, but technically the business model of Gambulls is what's going to benefit me as a Jelly holder, not using Gambulls. Yeah, if I'm a gambler, I like gambling, I'm going to use Gambulls. Cool, awesome. But me as an investor into the Jelly ecosystem, I'm going to use the business model and the profit and the revenue stream coming back from that. That's going to benefit me. And that's the angle people need to see here. Like if you buy a NFT for Gambulls or for Rascals, you got to look at the revenue streams and the fact that they're going to be able to sustain this business because of that revenue stream. I mean, gambling is a billion, like hundreds of $1 billion business a year, and they're shooting to be top of the market. And that's another thing too. Is, you know, you, like I was saying earlier, you hear Carlos out there saying Rascals are free, blah, blah, blah. This man, everything he said that the Rascals were going to do last year, he made happen. He said they would be over 100 sold at the end of the year. Yes, they broke over 100 sold. They were trading over 100 sold. They went all the way up to a 150, 170 range, all-time high. So what he's saying, he gets there. And the reason he likes to say it publicly is because you know what that does for him? When he says something publicly, now he needs to prove, he needs to make it happen because he doesn't want it to come back and say, hey, I thought you were going to do this. It gives him more motivation. And that's what's crazy about the team behind Jelly and the team behind Gambulls is that they are so motivated. They show up every day. Like, you know, being in team chats in both servers, I see all the people that are the top people active all day long. They're not just showing up and checking in. They're active all day long, like nonstop. They're checking in on things. You know, the community managers are going through the tickets and following up with everybody. It's so good to see projects working so well and actually care about their communities and to build it. So, like I said, I think Poly is going to be a good chain for a lot of these projects that aren't building super bullish utility because they're going to get support. You know, they're going to get support from the chain itself.
I don't want to. And do you expect like any passive income from Gambulls or like any sustainable passive income?
What do you mean?
Like enough like Matic per week or per day, like to call it like get like some passive income again that you can reinject into like more Poly NFT or something like that.
You mean like directly holding a Gambulls NFT? Like
like because,
there's
because
going to be
there's SharePoint, right?
Yeah, well, there's going to be engaged to earn with the Gambulls NFT, but like I said, that's mostly going to be on the sports book.
Yeah, okay.
And then again, and the cool thing is, if you're a Rascal owner, the rarer your Rascal, the more rake back percentage it's going to get. And a lot of people in Rascals, you know, they're like, well, I don't gamble, but you're not getting it. You don't need to gamble. If you own a rare Rascal, and there's these people that spend millions of dollars gambling and will spin $100 spins and don't care and will blow through $10,000. If they see that, oh, well, wait, you guys have these NFTs I can buy and I can get 20% break back if I have this rarity, they're going to go and buy those NFTs, even if they don't even know what an NFT is, because to them, it's a benefit. It's money back they're going to save. Now, you as the holder of that NFT are going to be like, hey, now I can leverage this because I can, and then eventually they're going to talk about doing rentals where you can rent your NFT out for like a day or even a week, and you don't even have to sell your NFT and you can make a percentage of their rake back. So, you got to look at those angles. Like people are just looking at it like this. Like I'm over here when the market's down and I'm looking for legendaries and mythicals because I know that legendary that I just traded 3 commons for is going to be worth it because I can then rent the legendary out because it's going to have a higher percentage of rake back to maybe the gambler who's spending $10,000 a day or even, a bunch of money a week because he's going to benefit from that. And they're going to come in, they're going to sweep, people are going to get any rake back. Any gambler is going to come in and buy Rascals. And that's why people need to understand that the way that Carlos promotes it, he's seeing long-term. He's not talking about tomorrow. He's not talking about you're going to get your money back tomorrow. Like, don't go buy a Rascal because he says it's free and expect it's going to 3x tomorrow. You better expect it's going to do it in like by end of year. You can't, in this space, you cannot treat everything like a meme coin. You need to look at your investments in NFTs as businesses, if they're set up right as a business like Jellico and Gambulls is, and treat it like a business and expect your ROI to be long term. And if you can get the residual income in the meantime, as they say, you sell the milk and you keep the cow. Like coins like Jelly, like you buy a Rascal, you yield so much, then you could sell the Jelly and make back your ROI, your return on your investments. So, it's just important that people start understanding the different angles that Carlos and his team have been setting up, because I don't think a lot of people see it all yet. Like, it doesn't make sense because there's so much going on and it's all coming to this point where it's all being built so well that, you know, it's almost there. Like I can see that they're getting excited because they've been working so hard to get to where that is right now, that in like another 6 months we're going to see like a blast off, and it could even be sooner. I don't know for certain. Me as an investor, I think it could be sooner. Me as the long-term investor I'm saying six months minimum to start seeing like some substantial gains on my investments. And I'm already in the green, you know, because I invested all returned money from other investments into Jelly. So I'm riding a little bit of risk free. So, you know, when you ride risk free, you don't stress, you know, you don't watch the floor price daily.
And look who entered the chat, Carl.
Yes. Hey, what's up, Carl?
Yeah, and Sog. It's both from the team, right?
Yes, Sog is one of the, I believe Sog is one of our whales in Jelly. I can't remember who holds the most and who the whales
too many
are.
handles to remember.
Yes,
right?
but I'm pretty sure Sog is one of our whales. Has a good, nice little bag. And Carl, if you guys don't know who Carl is, he is the community manager for Jelly Co. And also one of the Bulls managers for Gambulls. So if you guys have questions that I haven't been able to answer, I mean, drop them in the chat or come up here in Spaces. They can hear you live.
Yes.
And like I said, we're just talking. Yeah, we're talking everything Gambulls, Jelly, and I'm just talking as an investor into this company more than I am as someone who mods and helps out with the team. Most of my perspective that I've shared here today has been the reason why I've invested my money into Jelly, the Rascals, and Gambulls.
Like 100%, and that's what I want to share on this channel too, right? Like I want to let founders fucking build. Don't expect like $1 million NFT after 2 weeks post mint. Like give them months, like to figure it out, to experiment shit, and like to again take it to the fucking top. And that shit needs time. Like again in Web2, bro. Like Facebook become Facebook after 10 years, or like Amazon like took, if you look at the stock of Amazon, it takes 20 years to become Amazon, right? But like if you hold Amazon for 20 years, like with $1,000 20 years ago, you get 1 million, like multiple million, I'm pretty sure. I haven't done the math, but let's pretend it's true. Like with $1,000 you make like 1 million, right? So, and if you just wait, if you just like you only need to wait 20 years to do that, you just take it. In NFT, you can do it in 6 months to 1 year, but again, that's with the right team at the right time, and that's not happening on every fucking collection, right? Like, so having a team like Jelly Rascals, Gambulls, and guys like Carlos who are able to hire like the right people and meet like people from his community like Carl, and even like be able like to convince guys like Sog to well into a project. This shit is massive. That's what you want from entrepreneurs, and that's what we are doing here on this channel, because we want to share the story. We want to basically have the blueprint of what's a good entrepreneurs in Web3. And I'm pretty sure, like Carlos is one of them because of all of the previous points explained. So just mint a fucking Gambulls if you can afford 300 Matic.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. A lot of people are out there and they want to like, you know, they want to drag Carlos through the mud because again, a lot of the people that are flooding him didn't get free whitelist. They're not making money off of his mint. So of course they're going to throw him in the mud because they want to, you know, they want engagement. They want their tweet to have so many likes, and they know Jelly also is a community that is very passionate and will defend Carlos because people like Sog, for example, who's been with it, like he says in the chat, he's been with them from day one. I guarantee if you sat down with Sog and you asked him what kind of ROI he's gotten back in his investment in Jelly from day one, you'll be like, holy crap, you are a lucky man. Now I get it, you know, because you'll see that the value that's been provided to him over the last year off of a small investment that he had in a project that eventually rugged, and that someone like Carlos and team came through and brought it around. Even if he bought in after the derug and got in when they were, you know, going up to like 1 SOL. I think Jelly Babies got up to like 1 SOL after the derug. from like 0.01 up to like 1 SOL in a matter of a couple weeks before they launched Rascals and everything. I wasn't there at the time, so I'm always speaking off of, you know, like the things I've heard people talk about in the chat. But the value that some of these people, I've seen people in the Whales chat talking about how they paid off cars, how they've sold Rascals and they paid off loans, and it's the same thing. Like I'm in the DeGods community. I've seen the same thing. And you know, you see people get this value from these teams that are building businesses that are providing this value, because you know why? They're not just building a project. Oh yeah, you can stake and you can do this and that. They're building legit businesses and revenue streams, and it takes time, guys. It doesn't just happen. Like Gambulls has been being built for over a year about, and it just went live. So now they're doing a mint to raise more capital for things that they've already put money into. So, you know, I hate seeing all these people FUD, but you know what the best thing we do with the FUDders? You just ignore them, block them, because all they want is your engagement anyway. Just don't even bother with them, because you know, if you've been in the project, you know what kind of person Carlos is, because he's going to go sweep the next person's project that's actually building. You know, like when we release the coders and we do our mint, I can guarantee you that Carlos is probably come in and sweep the floor, because that's the kind of guy Carlos is, because he believes in what we're doing, and he will do whatever he can to support the project to make sure that we can continue on, because he likes builders. You know, he likes people that are giving
2,000 whitelist,
bro. But you guys get what I'm saying. And like I said, I'm not. And then, you know, when you're nice about somebody in this space, I talk nice about Carlos from firsthand experience. I've worked with him personally. I've seen him do the work, and I've also made money from his work. So from those three perspectives, I can say what I say and mean it. I'm not over here riding dick like people will say, or blah, blah, blah. You just know, it'll make little slurping sounds when you talk about them. You know, that's the immaturity in this space. I'm talking as an investor. I know, and I'll tell you guys a story, and this will make me look bad right now, but I guarantee you in 6 months, and this is why I am not stressed, okay? I'm not stressed about what I'm about to tell you, because I know in 6 months that the money I'm missing now off of the move I made will be made up. I sold a dead god at 570 SOL. Okay. Yeah. See, watch Vince over here. Look at him. Yeah, he's going to get upset because he knows. Now, DeGods are 800 SOL floor, and Rascals went down to 50. And I took that 570 and I invested it into Jelly Coin and Rascals in the game room, because I know about the rev share that's coming for the game room. And I also wanted more Rascals so I could get more yield of a passive income. And I also wanted more Jelly so I could join J Capital, which is like an exclusive group. And it's got a lot of things going on. And the reason that I'm not worried that the Rascals went way down with Gambulls mint and the DeGods went way up is because that difference in price action, like if I sold today, let's say I did the same thing today, yeah, I could have got probably double, if not triple the amount of Rascals, but I'm not worried, because the value that's going to be in those Rascals and that Jelly that I bought and that game room that's going to bring me rev share is going to be, if not more than the difference in the long run. And me as a long-term investor, I get that. That's why I'm not stressed. The floor price went down. Oh, well, yeah. I could have sold it for 800 sold today, and I could have bought 12 Rascals instead of the 5 or 6 I bought. But I'm not stressing, because that 5 or 6 I bought, I know I'm still going to get a 3 or 5 or, you know, even whatever out of it. And I know that the Jelly, the price that I bought it at, is only going to go up from here, because I believe in the team. I believe in the vision. I believe in the business that's been built, and I've seen it firsthand. I've made money on it already. I've already made money here. And my DeGods, Vince can attest to you, I really didn't have much money invested in my DeGods. So taking 500 sold, 570 was all profit, you know, so it was all straight profit for me. So that was just taking return on investment, 570 sold, and investing into something I believe in that I know is going to do well. And like I said, most people are like, oh, you're an idiot. You sold your DeGod. You could have made this. I'm not worried about it, though. That's the problem. I'm not even, it doesn't even faze me, because I know what the future is. You know, I know what the value is.
And you never know. You never know what the fuck gonna happen next anyway, right? Like, you don't know. So
there's 4 Rascals. There's Rascals could be 500 soul a piece in the future, and you know, and that alone would be more than the value that I got. But I'm not worried. Like I said, people will look at floor price daily and they'll judge a project. That is the wrong attitude. Don't ever look at anything on the daily unless you're day trading or you're flipping. If you invested long term, never look at a daily chart. Just don't do it. like me, I'm long term on crypto. I don't look at daily charts. I don't even care what the charts do on a daily. I look at the weekly at minimum, because that's where I look at my indicators, is mostly on the weekly movement. And I don't even look at the daily. Someone will be like, "Oh, Sol went down $3 today." Doesn't even bother me. Don't even care. Oh, Bitcoin's down 5. That doesn't bother me. Well, where did it close the end of the week? Where did that candle
Exactly.
close?
Like,
That's what matters to me, because I'm long term, so
yeah, I think the best way to do it is even like to set a number like in your head, and like if you reach that number, like you can consider it, sell it based on like like the news, the roadmap, the hype, etc., etc., and you say, okay, fuck it, let's double that number. But you also have to be like comfortable losing it all, because you can always like get wrecked at some point, or like I don't know, like the team burn out and stop working, or like there is another competitors that enter the market and destroy everything, and whatever. Because like honestly, like it's pretty radical in NFT, right? It's either going to 1,000 or it's going to zero over like a long enough, right? So yeah, I think at some point it's smart like to say, okay, enough with that project, let's rotate the profit. But that's also tricky, because if you sell a winner and then you take back that money and you invest in the next rug pull, then you lose everything, and you have sell a winner to get 10 losers, right? So it's kind of tricky. But again, you have to be comfortable with your decision. You have to be hopefully you don't need that money you can lose. And if it's going to the fucking moon, okay, so enjoy the ride. But yeah, again, like don't buy JPEG with the fucking food money, right? Or rent money. That would be them. So yeah, that's it.
yeah.
Just
And
be
you see
smart,
this, and you see
rational.
someone talking. Was that glitch?
No. That's
Okay.
just me. I
No,
just cut myself.
no, it glitched on me a little bit. So I'm just going to address a few things. Spartex, the whitelist 2. When you say over subbed, it's hard to say, because the phase 1, it all depends on rascals, because legit it could have minted out in phase 1 if every rascal used their whitelist, because it's 1 per 1. So with that being said, the team had a rough idea of what they thought. Then they gave out VIP whitelist. They guaranteed the VIP whitelist, because you got to remember, there's people like Carlos and other people on the team that have large amounts of rascals. Because if you read what SOG put in here, they bought a lot of their rascals at 0.01. You got to understand that. So they bought rascals, and then one jelly baby at 0.01 turned into 2 rascals. So imagine if you had 150 jelly babies at 0.01. It's not a big investment. And yes, Sol was like $170 or $150 back then, but still, you know what I mean? So like, it's easy for someone to have 200 or 300 rascals, and I don't think there's that many people that are up in the few hundred. I think there's a few people over 100, and like Carlos has a really big supply, but he was the number 1 guy in jelly babies when he derugged it, and that's one of the reasons why he derugged it, because he was protecting his investment as a whale. So a lot of his whitelist is what went into the VIP guarantee, because it's 1-to-1 for rascals. So if you get what I'm saying, like that's how they were able to guarantee it, because there's a lot of people they knew weren't going to max mint, or that the team had, so they were able to allocate a certain guarantee for that. Now the whitelist 2, it's hard to determine, because all the dogs that own a dog are in there, plus anybody that grinded to level 20, plus any DAO that was given just regular whitelist. So there's a lot of people that have the first come first serve whitelist in comparison. But I don't know the number exactly, but I will say, if you show up right at the beginning of that phase, you should be good to go. Just make sure you're ready when phase 3 hits, and you have a first come first serve. Get in there and just get your mint. The network might be a little delayed, because it's going to be a lot more traffic than these first 2 phases. And also pay attention to the VIP. Look at it with like an hour to go and look at the numbers. Because right now I think we're at 2,600 almost minted, and they were only planning on 2,000 to 3,000 being minted by the rascals. So it's good to know we're at 40%. So things are looking great. And then, and again, if you guys are in the chat, if you're in the YouTube chat, like I said, Sog's been a holder since day one. And you can see he has not even thought about selling. And he had a 0.01 investment in the two Rascals, and they went up to 170 SOL. So that's 340 SOL ROI. And yeah, SOL was only probably $25, $30 compared to $150 back then. But still, that's great profit taking.
Yeah.
But that just shows that the belief of the team, and that's just the Jelly team. Now you add in the Gambulls team. We got 2 more people, 3 more people, and a marketing guy. And so, the team's expanding. Like the team it's amazingly expanding, and so it's good to see. And I'm excited, man. I'm really excited about this Gambulls mint. Hopefully everybody in the first come first serve that shows up gets some. And again, secondary is close to mint right now. But I would say go for your chance, because we might see some more price action once we get into VIPs. Because remember, the Rascal holders are diamond hands. They're not going to sell for a loss right away. They're not that type of people. Like I said, they're making small profits right now, but it's profits, and they're taking profits off of money. They might have had 40 mints, so they're taking some profit on 10 of them, which is rightfully so. They're recouping some of their in, which makes it more risk free. And investing, that is what you want to do.
So do you have any exit number that you can share with us, like in terms of Jelly or even with your Rascal? Like, is there any threshold that you put for yourself that say, okay, at that price I'm out, or you just try it until you die? Yeah, Tony, hi. He just DM me. Like I told him I was live, and then he joined. That's a pro. Thank you, Tony.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, my exit strategy, I'm looking at the Jelly price. Most of my profit taken is going to come from selling Jelly as it climbs up the ladder, as they put more buying pressure on Jelly. And at the same time, the game rooms I mentioned before, you can burn them and you'll get a percentage of revenue. And the revenue is not coming from Gambulls. It's everything Jelly. They have Jelly Drop. They're part of Monet. If you guys know Monet, the raffle site, it was created by Stoned Ape Crew, Sack. Carlos and team invested a lot of money to help them with the development once they were getting to the point to finish up and have a piece of that. So that percentage comes back. And everything that Carlos makes, he's even said it multiple times, when all the money he makes from Gambulls, he plans on putting back into the Jelly Co. project. Like, he doesn't even want to take his own profits out of Gambulls, like his personal side. He's willing to put it back in the Jelly because he really wants Jelly to take off, be a top project. He keeps saying he wants to be number one. He's going to be number one. He might not stay at number one. There might be projects that come in and out, but he's got a really good chance to take Jelly Rascals up to number one, even with all the fudders, even with all the people. But you know why? Because he has a legit business behind his project. It's not just a thrown together project. This has been worked on, and it's continued to be worked on. And I'm telling you, I just joined the Jelly team in the last month, and I've been around them for a while. But just seeing them work behind the scenes a little more, I mean, it makes me with that. Now you see why I sold a DeCod. I didn't sell the DeCod until after I joined the team. I mean, that just shows you the conviction, how my conviction has grown after I joined the team, because now I see more firsthand as an investor too behind the scenes, and I'm like, holy shit, what am I doing? I need to throw more money at this. You know what I mean? And again, I'm speaking as an investor here, guys. Everything I've said has been from an investor perspective today. So make sure you take that to note with the things that I'm saying. But yeah, I mean, I am not worried. I am not worried about the DeCoDERS going to 800 and Rascals down to like 60 right now. It doesn't even bother me.
And like, do you see like Jelly's going to the top one position on Sol? Because there is some competition now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's some really good projects out there, and I honestly, and I hate to say it to everybody, but don't think that the DeCoDERS are going to leave Sol completely. I don't count on it. Everybody's like, yeah, they're gone. And I'm speaking from someone that's been in the community, been around Frank. Vince has been in since day one. The team's great over there. They're an amazing team. We've had a few people on the show like Kevin and Aaron and JB. Great team. Another team just like Jelly team. Like they show up every day. They do the work. They know what they're doing. They know how to market themselves. Don't be shocked if you don't see them do their launch pad and start launching projects on Sol that they're, are DGOD branded, or even another collection. Who knows? But if you read some of the stuff Saga's saying, how he's going to sell the milk, not the cow, and make his money on the jelly production, kind of like what I was saying. And he also says about Carlos, he doesn't stop working. For the last year, he's been working 365, 20 hours a day. And he did it all without even making $1. Because if you guys aren't aware, Carlos is comfortable. He's done well in life. He's done well before he got into NFTs. You know, he was a professional, like, you know, he was doing like Twitch streams and gambling and stuff like that before he got into NFTs. So, you know, he's got the extra money to like invest in the things. And people need to understand too.
Money, bro.
Like all the money you see him gambling, that's his own money. He doesn't take anything out of the project.
Oh, really?
The guy's never taken. He's never taken a dime from the projects. Nothing. Like not even his cut is what's being used. That's all his personal money. You know, and people in this space, they don't think that anybody can have money. They think we're all broke. Like nobody can be rich in this space because you're on Solana. Like nobody can have a few million in the bank. Like, oh no, you got to be living in your mom's basement. Like that's like the thing. Like people don't think that people can actually have money and be comfortable or retired and be good investors. You know.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, and even like. I think like there is also like a huge play for like there is people which are like also the true wealth of crypto too, right? And with Bitcoin, but like if Polygon like keep developing like improving like the product and the bridge and like reducing the frictions to buy NFTs with like Rapis and stuff like that. Bro, like this layer 2 can like take over like big time. They're just like a couple of months away, I don't know, like development wise to improve everything. And again, like Magic Eden, Phantom Wallet integration will fucking be massive for the whole ecosystem. So yeah, man, like looks like the future is monetization for real.
And again, I'll say if anybody wants to come up and talk to us, we do have a live spaces. You can join the spaces if you're watching on YouTube. And you can just request to speak. You can come up and talk. You'll be heard on YouTube. So if anybody wants to come up here from the Jelly team, Jelly Co, or holders, and just want to talk about their experiences or talk about Gambulls, we're just here, you know, showing some love to one of the builders in this space that's actually doing something. You know, the Jelly team with Carlos and the Gambulls team with the partners and the team that's over there. Just amazing people in this space, and we just want to, you know, show some love on mint day. We're, you know, at 2645 minted out of 6673, only in phase 1 of the closed whitelist, which is just Rascal holders. So again, we were only expecting 2,000 to 3,000 minted in this phase. So everything looks to be right on par with the team's what they forecasted. Still got an hour and 15 minutes left in this phase 2 before we go into the VIP. And again, the VIP whitelist is full of DAOs, ETH DAOs, Poly DAOs, any project DAOs that reached out. We did have some of the best collab managers in the space. You know, our friends Chromie and Canute, and forgetting somebody. Let me look. Starts with an S. Don't let me forget, but I don't know him personally, so apologies. I can't. I think it's like Swapsy or something like that. Did a lot of great work with the collabs. I apologize if you watch this and I messed up your name, but I just don't know you.
What about DAO?
Yeah,
we got
rugged. Yeah, no, we didn't get rugged. We didn't get rugged, man. We didn't get rugged.
Bro, Canute and Chromie didn't give whitelist on DECODERS.
Canute and Chromie work with DECODERS, so I mean, don't look at me, bro.
Yeah. Okay, I have some DMs to do later. I mean, like half of the server is from Jelly Rascal anyway, so they have been staffed anyway, so it's cool.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing about DECODERS too. Like I said, we're trying to build a solid community, and like I don't think people realize the caliber of people that are in the DECODERS server right now. Like there are some of like the top founders in the space, top devs in the space, top collab managers in the space, top community managers and mods. Like people that are actually doing work in this space are in there. So just being in there and being able to like, you know, have a chance to like chat with some of these, you know, and we're still building the community. The community's still full of a bunch of good mornings and yos because everybody's trying to protect their whitelist and they know I'm a savage and I don't mess around. I literally will strip you of your whitelist if I don't see you active because I'm trying to build a community. I don't want people just in there for a role. Like I purged somebody and they complained today, and then I'm like, well, that's how it is. You didn't talk for 5 days, and you had the OG role, and I'm sorry, I'm making sure that my OGs are legit. They want to be here. There's only going to be so many of them. And he left the server immediately. It's exactly why I'm doing it, because they don't care about the project. They could give two shits about the project. All they care about is that role, that whitelist, and the chance to make some money. And I don't hate them for it, but it's just also my style of building communities. I build a lot of communities. Vince can tell you, I've worked as an advisor and in projects behind the scenes, and I've helped a lot of communities build. And so I definitely know what I'm doing when it comes to that. And I'm definitely going to make sure DECODERS is one of the top-notch communities, and that's protected. And I have a great team behind me, Ryan and Epiphany and Risha and Vin's over here. And then we got Joey and Igor as our mods, two guys that we've worked with for a long time in other projects. And of course, we got Chromie and Canute on the team as well. They've been day one supporters of DECODERS. So super thankful for everybody that's been involved. And that's part of the community now that's here watching the show that might not know anything about like Jelly and Gambulls, and you're just part of DECODERS now. Much love to you guys.
And we have Eisen too, right?
Yeah. Yes, Eisen from Jelly and as part of DECODERS. And of course, Madison, a great contribution to the community. Active every day. Love seeing it. So
honestly, I like that the fact that we're growing with like, in a way, on the back of other projects that we are participating, like we have on the stream. I really like that that way of doing it. Hopefully, it will have like cross community. Like the DECODERS server will be like cross community and like a meta community, basically like a community composed of other communities. That's kind of cool. It could be tricky for everyone to feel at home with DECODERS if they're coming from other projects, but we will figure out a way like to make sure like everyone is again like their DECODERS PFP. Even like I think we can do something like if you're coming from the Jelly Rascal community, for example, you will have like a jelly pack. And then on your DECODERS t-shirt, on your PFP, you can wear your own PFP on the DECODERS t-shirt. So you kind of like wearing both. Or you can even do, I don't know, like we can even imagine like a PFP generator when like you take the background out of your Jelly Rascal and you put DECODERS in the background too, right? That could be fucking cool. Like to mix up that way, that could be awesome.
Yeah, and being that we're speaking of that, anybody that's in here from Jelly or Gambulls, even if you become a Gambulls holder, the same love's going to be shown to you. But if you join the community, and of course I'll recognize you, I'm in both servers. I'm super active in them. You'll see me at the top of the server as part of the crew. Come on in. We're gonna hook up anybody that comes in because we have Matrica set up. So as soon as you come in the server, you'll get your roles. And I know Jelly, we have our own bot, so a lot of people don't use Matrica, but most people have Matrica hooked up to their profile and it's hooked up to their ledger, which then sees it. So if you don't, like today, I had someone come in that they didn't have their Matrica hooked up because Jelly has a custom bot. If I know you, I'm gonna hook you up. I'm gonna give you the collab whitelist, and I'm gonna give you an OG. Just sub to the channel, post sub proof. Once your Matrica role hits in, we have a Get OG channel. You can post your sub proof there, and you automatically get OG. And Vince can talk a little bit about our mint and what OG is going to do for you. But yeah, any Rascal holders, man, you guys are family. Any of the Gambulls family that might be here, soon to be family of the Rascal family, because you're going to be part of the Gambulls team. Nothing but love, and you're all welcome in the DECODERS server. So maybe Vince can tell you a little bit about what the whitelist is going to be and what you'll get with the OG role.
For sure, I can do that. So yeah, like honestly, being an OG in DECODERS, it's neat. Like it's kind of cool. So basically, we will mint like by batches based on the number of subscribers that we have on the channel. So right now we are almost at 3K, and that's basically the batch number 2 at 3K subscribers, and the supply will be like a 3K. But like the OGs, we will have like 1K supply of OG, which will be a free mint. And when you hold the OG whitelist NFT, you will have one free mint in every batches that we have for future batches that we will have for DECODERS. So the total max supply of of the Decoders collection will be 15K. We are minting again based on the number of subscribers. So if we mint next month, we're not minting next month, but if we would have mint next month, we would have minted like the total supply of 3,000. And if next month we go to 6,000, then we have a second batch of NFTs that will be 6,000. So another batch of 3,000 NFTs, but including 1K of OG that will be free in that batch too, right? Is that clear what I'm saying? I think it's cool, right? You know what I'm talking about, but it's clear.
And if you're not sure, we're active in the community. You just come in, ask questions, and
Exactly.
we've been trying to do AMAs like on a weekly basis to answer questions because we're trying something new here, guys. This is not your normal project. This is not just a PFP project. There is so much more and layered into this, and it's mostly about this. Like we're talking about Gambulls today. We're hanging out. We're having a good time. People might learn some things about Jelly they never knew just based off of our show because we're talking about it. And Carlos was a very early supporter of Decoders. He came on, did a show, and it was a great show. If you guys haven't seen it, you can go on our channel, you can watch it. And hopefully we get Carlos on the show again. Maybe we get the Gambulls team on after the mint's finished. They've been extremely busy. It's the only reason why I didn't ask them. Like, hey guys, come do a show on Decoders because the mint has been the focus. I mean, you guys are in Jelly, that the mint has been everything. It's been the focus. So, but yeah. We're definitely trying something new here, and this is totally different than your normal project. So thankful for everybody that's been supporting us. And Sog, I got you, man. I saw your message. I just hooked you up with the OG role and also the collab role, so that way you won't get purged or anything if you're inactive. As long as you have that collab role or a Matrica role, you won't get purged from it. And I personally do the purges, so you'd be safe because I'd recognize you too.
Yeah, and so yeah, like to summarize everything, if you have OG and if you keep it in your wallet, you will have 4 free NFTs after the 12,000 subscribers. That's basically what we are doing. So that's cool.
Yeah, and you also will the first batch is going to be really the cool batch too. So
yeah,
make sure you're early and make sure you get there and get in, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, we're just still waiting for the art to be right. Of course, we don't want to put something out there that we can't stand behind and we're not exactly happy with. We don't want the art to be anything that's like common to something you've already seen. We want to try to be unique and original. We do have a great artist that's been working on the art for a little while now. And also, like, I don't know if Vince mentioned it here, but the traits are going to be like swappable where you can do like a custom PFP. It's going to be males and females. So that way everybody can have something that they relate to and something that they can customize and not just use on their Twitter, use on your Reddit, use on your, wherever you put a PFP, because it might like, when you go on like Snapchat and like your emoji almost looks like you, like that's kind of like what we would love to do with it. Again, it's going to be really hard to really get it down, but at the same time, we just want to make sure that people like it. And again, and this is a cool conversation. I wish to open the channel for maybe another show. We could talk about that. But when your project has great utility and it has a great use case, does the art really matter to most people? I think it does to an extent. But if I know that I'm going to get this PFP and this NFT and it's going to give me X this, X that, X this, and those benefits are amazing, I don't really care about the art at that point. And I'm not saying that we're not worried about the art, but I just mean in general, me as a person speaking, because you see people bash art all the time, but yeah, but it's also making me this much money. I don't care what it looks like. If you think it's ugly, that's your opinion. So the debate and maybe the situation and the conversation we could have one day is, does art really matter if the NFT is providing for you in a passive income value or in a utility value?
Yeah. I mean, like, I think like the art matter in a way of that's the first product that you buy when you buy the NFT. And and again, of course, like if your PFP is at like 500 soul, yeah, the art looks better, like 100%. Like ABC looks really cool at 200 soul per head. A bit less cool at 20, but yeah.
I did see in the chat earlier someone asked when you were going to put a rascal on the wall behind you. It was a while
Yes.
ago. But...
Do I? I think I need 3 by like 3 plate, and then I can get it. You know what I mean? So I need
well,
one more rascal, I think.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you'll have a Decoders PFP back there soon too.
Yes, with a rascal, bro. Like my PFP decoders will be a fucking billboard, man. Like,
yeah, yeah.
I need a bigger wall. Yeah.
Actually, Carl, we need to get Mr. Vince a hoodie eventually. He needs to get a rascal hoodie. He wears Utes, he wears DECODERS, he wears all these hoodies, but it'd be nice if he had something to represent.
I need match, bro.
Yeah.
Give me match.
I know the first thing I'm going for is a Gambulls hat when they come on the market, because I'll be wearing it on the stream, you know, outside the decoder stuff.
That's cool.
We'll have to do some swaps with Carl. We'll do some swaps with Carl. We'll give him some decoders stuff, and he can give us some, you know, some cool merch.
Carl, do you want to jump on space so you can convince me to buy one more rascal?
Oh, can we get a live rascal buying here? They are cheap. I mean, not cheap. They're free.
It's free.
They're absolutely free right now. Actually, let me scope the floor and see if there's anything decent out there in terms of, I mean, anybody, all the rascals out here, man, call them out. We got anything cool on the floor that's worth buying? Shit. Oh, wait, I'm on Polychain. What is this? Hold on.
Yeah, me too. I've done the same fucking shit, bro.
Like, why is rascals not popping?
Any rascals.
Yo, what's up, Rosa? Rosa doxing in the chat. Doxing in the chat. I see you. Only I know. Yeah, there's some cool guys out here. There's a cool skeleton, a couple of Frankies out here. I mean, the traits are cool, you know, if you collect traits, like, you know, there's some really cool stuff. In terms of like anything super, there is a nice decent, or I think I see a rare out here for like 69, but yeah, no, it's an uncommon. But yeah, I mean, it all depends on what looks good. I mean, actually, the floor one is pretty dope looking with the zombie eyes and the spacesuit.
Cool.
Yeah, the zombie one, is that the?
Yeah.
I don't know which one you're looking at.
Third line.
Oh yeah, with the and Medusa heads are sweet too, man. They're pretty sought after trade.
Yes, true.
The Medusa heads were always sought after. A lot of people like to trade them. But yeah, the floor, the actual floor one is actually pretty dope too. But yeah, there's some nice ones out there. I mean, go off of the looks. Like with Jelly, like my rascals, I like all my rascals. Yeah, I have a legendary, I have a few rares, but my uncommons and commons that I like the most, because I just like the way they looked, you know, and that's why I bought them. But yeah, if you want to buy a rascal, I mean, I don't think anybody here will advise you differently.
I haven't prepared the liquidity, but like on stream, yeah, that's I can think about that after the stream maybe. But
right, I
want Carl's space. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. So
you realize that Carl's on your time zone too, man. It's getting late for Carl. You know, he's out there with you.
It's commitment. I'm asking for commitment.
Justin, that's the wrong stream. That's Carl's stream where he buys stuff and raffles it, because that's the kind of guy he is, you know. The man's a legend. Like, I don't even kiss an ass. Like, I'm just speaking from, I've met a lot of people in the space. I've been in a lot of projects. I've you know, if you know me, I've always been whales and projects and stuff like that. The only reason I'm not a whale in jelly is because I came in late, like super late, and you know, it's hard to whale into something when it's at a certain price point without, like, you know, really moving some serious liquid around. But you know, Carlos is an OG, man. He is a legit dude. Like, outside of being a project founder, just a community member, that dude's OG. Like, he is one of the people that like you love seeing in your community because he supports it and everything. So it's awesome, man. Yeah, it's mint day, Carl. I get it. Vince is just trying to push you out, but I appreciate you being here in the chat, brother. Like, you know, like I said, we're just here supporting Gambulls. We just want to talk a little bit, giving some perspective, you know, from me as a holder and a part of helping you guys out.
I'm joking.
Also, I minted Vince a couple Gambulls, so he's squared away now, so we're good. Actually, you get to mint another one in an hour, right?
Yeah, like I have the like at the VIP run.
Nice.
Yes, I will have 3 Gambulls. I will get one soon. What? Oh, how many? One? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Carl, I figured maybe after Mint we can talk to you guys, and maybe you, Carlos, and
Yeah.
Jack, or somebody from Gambulls. You guys want to come on, and we'll talk Gambulls after reveal, maybe even after the airdrop, once the both NFTs are out there, and we could talk about the project a little more and go more in depth in it, and touch base back on
Yeah,
things,
100%.
how everything's
Yeah,
going.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
it'd be fun.
that's why I just DM'd you, just because I know that the team was like, because you are like a mod in Rascal and stuff, and I like to talking to you, and you're carrying, like, bro, you're carrying on the show since 1 hour and a half. So thank you for that.
I know
yeah,
a few, listen, I know a few things about the Jelly project, and I know a few things about Gambulls. I mean, I've been literally in the Discord for the last month, just helping people out and trying my best to make sure everybody's seeing cool different perspectives. Because a lot of people are down, bear market, they see pullbacks. A lot of people are invested. It's important that people understand long term in Jelly and in Gambulls. None of this is short term. I'll say it again. Like, if you buy a Rascal today, do not expect it to be 150 sold tomorrow. Yes, it could be. There's a possibility it could jump up like that, but don't plan on it. Like, it's like, you just can't. Like, people who get in this space, they just want to get rich now, but they don't understand that everything that Jelly and Gamble's team's doing is they're setting up legit businesses, legit revenue streams that are going to keep the project healthy and is going to keep providing value for the holders. So if you become a holder, even if it's short term, there will be some value there for you. If you're in long term, there'll be even more value for you. Like you heard Sog talking about being in since day one, and day one's like we're talking over a year ago. So to see substantial gains in a year, you're not going to find many traditional stocks that you're going to buy on the stock market, or a business that you're going to get into and make substantial gains in a year. It's just unheard of. So to see that kind of like story and hear some of the whales that in Jelly talk all the time, man, it's awesome to see. But yeah, Justin, you got a 1% chance, if not less than that. And just remember, if you get a 101, just remember how you got that Gambulls. Just remember. Justin's one of my in real life homies. I've known him for about 15 years now, so nothing but love for Justin.
We love you, Justin. To the bro. To the bro.
He likes that clown emoji.
Yeah. But that's cool, man. Do we
Appreciate
have
that,
any?
Mad Fisher.
Eh?
Mad Fisher called me a goat. You're not the goat now. It's me. I'm gonna live on this. All right. Usually Vince is the goat because he has 50 DECODERS. He's the goat. He's just a smart investor. See, it shows you how long did it take for. How long did it take, though, for DECODERS to be worth what they are? Over a year. You got to see long-term vision in this space to make serious money, people. I mean, yeah, this time last year, you could have bought a DECODER for what, like 150? They were on their way up, 200 sold, maybe. I think March, April's when they started taking off, right? Yeah, so.
Bro, you could have even bought it like 100 sold during the FTX crash.
Yeah, 100. They went down to 150.
Yeah,
150.
exactly.
Yeah, they went down to 150, and people were trying to get out. They were so scared. But you can't get mad at people. They don't understand investments. They don't understand how to invest. So
yeah, the FTX crash, and then Sol is going sub 8. Bro, even me, I was sweating, bro. Like.
Yeah, but you know what? They're listening to those people on Twitter that know nothing about markets or spaces like these shitfluencers.
Yeah.
They act like they know what they're doing. They don't even know. They probably don't even know how to read a chart. So. That's what's cool about the NFT space, because I would rather go into an NFT community and talk to community members that I actually respect it than go on Twitter and listen to some bullshit shitfluencer that probably doesn't even know what the hell he's talking about. But
bro,
yeah, guys.
That's what we're building with DECODERS again. Like, with like me experiencing all of the high-end club like X Plus, like ABC Ventures and shit. That's what I want with DECODERS, but like for everyone, like all those projects that we talk with, right? Like, I want them to experience that kind of like, again, high-end club stuff, and like meet new people that can make sense like to network with. Because even like the fact that even if you hold like one NFT, like the connection that you can make and like the networking that you can do because you all like this JPEG, that's way more valuable if you know how to use it than like 100 soul floor price, like 100%. And
Hey.
yeah, if you can have like some liquidity like to back up that networking, it's perfect.
Yeah, and I say it again, and we're gonna probably wrap this show up, guys. We've been at this for a while, and I feel like
Yeah.
we're just talking about the same stuff. And of course, you have questions. Floor is open always. Discord always open. But I think the community is one of the most undervalued utilities in any project.
100%.
If you get a solid community, and it's why I'm the way I am in Decoders, like it is all about community, because I've learned so much from Discord communities and NFT projects in the last year than I have learned from people that I've met in real life. So it's cool. And just to wrap this up, just want to say, you know, congrats to the Gambulls team. Things are going very well as forecasted at this stage.
Yeah.
Much love to everybody in the Jelly ecosystem and all the holders and everybody here from Decoders. Nothing but love and respect for everybody for spending your time with us, because as I always say too, is your time's more important and more valuable than any money out there. So giving us an hour and a half of your time is more valuable than you sending me 20 soul right now. And I'm being real
We
with
can do
you.
both.
So
Let's do
but much
both.
love out to the Gambulls team. We're gonna crush it. We're gonna get to that phase 3, and it's just gonna be closed mint. Chats are gonna be open. We're all gonna be hype. We're gonna be fucking jumping up and down, having a good time, moving on to stage 2, which is going to be you know, the art reveal for the first airdrop. I'm sorry, the reveal for the first NFT to 3D NFTs you're minting will be in a few days, and then after that we got the 2D airdrop that's coming with the chance of 101s too. And if you do mint a 101, get an 101 airdrop, should I say, there's also going to be a prize. I believe it's a bounty of $1,000 in NFTs. Correct me if I'm wrong, Carl, but I believe it's $1,000 in NFTs will be sent to you if you get an 101 airdrop to you when the 2Ds go out, which is awesome. So go buy up some Gambulls if you don't have a whitelist. They're moving on secondary right now, kind of close to the price. Get some Gambulls, get in the community. If you have questions, I'm always around to ask. The Jelly team, Jelly community is always around to ask, as the Gambulls team. So definitely get in those communities. If you need to get in those communities and you know how to get in touch with me, I'll get you in those communities. But Vince, you got anything else to say?
You did it all, man. Thank you so much for carrying on the show for the last like almost 2 hours. That was fucking fantastic. Bro,
Well,
I didn't have any talking points all like prepared, and you carry on like all the whole show. You're gonna coming back soon enough, man.
hey, I mean, I got to carry my weight. You do show after show after show,
Let's
and
go.
I'm just in the Discord and I'm just in the chat. And guys, remember, if you're from the Rascals or the Gambulls community, you're not in Decoders, hop in. They're gonna
Exactly.
hook you up with an OG whitelist as long as you get those Matrica rolls. If you're from Gambulls, I'll just check to make sure you're in the server for now. You know, I'll take your word for it that you mint it. But of course, you didn't mint yet, because if you mint it now, I know you're a rascal. So, but hop in. Get up with us, and in the future we're going to be doing some more shows. I think we got Soul Decoders Sunday, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be my Monday 5 a.m. morning, but yes, it's basically Sunday. I like if you are in the like the Decoder server, just check it like the event, like the event list. But also we have like a DGOD bridge stream as soon as like 1 hour after it's announced, and on Sunday I will do a Hoogie reveal with GB that I will announce and schedule in the next couple of like tomorrow probably, when we know the time exactly. And yeah, same thing, like after 1 hour after the reveal, I think I'm gonna schedule that around that time. And that's it. Thank you so much, everyone, for jumping in on the YouTube live. Thank you, everyone who came into the Twitter space. Sorry for closing it up before and had to create another one. I don't like to be late. I will try to not to be late in the next stream. That should be okay because now I'm home, so it's cool. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Jazz. And yeah, subscribe to the channel if it's not done, because we need 3,000 subscribers. That's a nice number. Join the Decoders server if it's not done. Check Atlas 3 because you have, if you have a Rascal, blah, 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 free whitelist, you want the free whitelist. Thank you so much. See you in the next stream. Bye-bye.